Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Johnson's, and as a geriatrician, I've dedicated my career to the health and well-being of older adults like yourselves. For many years, I've had the privilege of guiding seniors towards living their most vibrant and fulfilling lives. As we navigate these wonderful later years, our perspectives often shift, and we begin to recognize what truly holds value. Sometimes, this means thoughtfully releasing things that no longer contribute positively to our lives. Have you ever felt like you might be holding on to things that no longer spark joy or serve a meaningful purpose for you? As we age, life certainly takes on a different hue, doesn't it? Things that once seemed so crucial, like striving for everyone's approval, keeping pace with the latest trends, or maintaining a relentlessly busy schedule, often begin to lose their significance. Once you reach that milestone of 60, it's almost as if a light switch flips. You start to understand that some things just aren't worth your precious time and energy anymore. In this video, we're going to discuss 6 things that often become unnecessary after you turn 60. Some of these might surprise you, while others might resonate with things you've already begun to let go of. Regardless, recognizing what no longer enhances your life can free up valuable time, energy, and peace of mind, allowing you to concentrate on what truly matters. After all, your best years should be enjoyed without being weighed down by things that don't bring you happiness. Stick with me until the end, because you might just discover that letting go of these 6 things could positively impact your life in ways you hadn't even considered. And once you do, you'll likely wonder why you didn't make these changes sooner. So let's get started. Number 1. Keeping up with trends. Remember a time when staying on top of the latest trends felt essential? Whether it was fashion, the newest tech gadgets, or even the in-lifestyle choices, there always seemed to be this unspoken pressure to keep up. But once you hit 60, you start to realize that most trends are designed to be fleeting. Chasing after them becomes far more exhausting than it's worth. What's popular today will likely be outdated tomorrow. Trying to stay ahead of it all is simply unnecessary effort. Take fashion, for instance. When you were younger, you might have felt the need to dress a certain way to fit in. But now, you know what looks good on you, what feels comfortable, and what reflects your individual personality. You're dressing for yourself, not to impress others. That means no more worrying about whether your clothes are in season or if your shoes are the latest style. Your style is timeless because it's uniquely yours. It's the same situation with technology. Every year, new gadgets hit the market, promising to be faster, smarter, and better than the last. But do you really need the absolute latest phone, the newest smartwatch, or a multitude of apps you'll never use? After 60, technology should be working for you, not the other way around. Learning every new update, downloading every trending app, or replacing your perfectly functional devices just because something newer exists, that's unnecessary stress you simply don't need. And then there are lifestyle trends, the diets, the workout routines, the social media fads. One year, they tell you to eat only low-fat foods. The next, it's all about protein. 1 minute walking is the best exercise. The next, it's high-intensity workouts. But here's the truth. You've lived long enough to know what works for you. You don't need someone else's idea of the best way to live your life. You know your own body, your habits, and what makes you feel good. That's what truly matters. Letting go of the need to keep up with trends is one of the most liberating things you can do after 60. It allows you to focus on what truly matters, what makes you feel comfortable, what brings you joy, and what actually improves your quality of life. No more chasing what's new, no more feeling left behind, because the truth is, the best things in life never go out of style. Number 2, seeking everyone's approval. For much of our lives, there's this underlying pressure to meet expectations. Whether it's from family, friends, colleagues, or even just society in general, you try to be agreeable, to say the right things, to avoid disappointing others. But after 60, something shifts. You realize that no matter how hard you try to please everyone, there will always be someone who disagrees, someone who criticizes, or someone who thinks you should be doing things differently. And that's when you start to ask yourself, why am I still trying so hard to get approval I don't even need? Think about how many decisions you've made in your life based on what others thought was best. Maybe you chose a certain career because it was considered respectable. Maybe you said yes to invitations you didn't really want to accept because you didn't want to seem impolite. Maybe you held back on doing things that truly made you happy because you feared being judged. But now, you finally realize that none of that really matters. The truth is, people are often too preoccupied with their own lives to really scrutinize your every move. And even if they do, their opinions don't define who you are. After 60, your focus shifts to what brings you happiness, what gives you peace, and what feels right to you. You no longer waste time trying to be the version of yourself that others expect. You embrace who you truly are. And here's the wonderful part. The moment you stop seeking approval, you gain something even more valuable: self-respect. You start doing things because they feel right, not because they'll earn someone's praise. You surround yourself with people who accept you as you are, not those who only approve when you fit their standards. You let go of the need for validation, and instead, you find confidence in simply being yourself. So if you've spent decades worrying about what people think, it might be time to finally let that go. You don't need permission to live your life on your own terms. The people who truly matter will support you, and the rest, well, their opinions were never worth your energy in the first place. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward to number 3. Number 3, overloading your schedule. For much of life, being busy is often seen as a badge of honor. A packed schedule, endless commitments, and constantly being on the go can make you feel productive, useful, and even important. But once you turn 60, you start to realize something. Busyness doesn't always equate to happiness. In fact, constantly filling your days with obligations can leave you feeling drained rather than fulfilled. For years, you may have juggled numerous responsibilities, balancing work, family, social events, and countless other commitments. But after 60, you gain a new perspective on time. You realize that time is no longer something to spend carelessly. It's something to be cherished. Every hour you say yes to something unnecessary is an hour you take away from something truly meaningful. One of the biggest shifts that occurs as you age is that you no longer feel the need to prove your worth through constant activity. You don't have to accept every invitation, agree to every favor, or feel guilty for declining things that don't bring you joy. Slowing down isn't laziness, it's wisdom. It's recognizing that your energy is a precious resource and should be invested in things that truly matter, things that bring peace, joy, and fulfillment. Instead of packing your days with endless obligations, you start embracing intentional living. That means choosing quality over quantity, spending time with people who uplift you, engaging in activities that truly bring you joy, and allowing yourself the simple pleasure of just being. There's a certain power in waking up and knowing that your day is yours to shape, not one dictated by a long list of tasks and responsibilities that only leave you feeling exhausted. And the truth is, when you step back from the constant rush, you begin to appreciate life in a way you never did before. You notice the small moments: a quiet morning with a cup of coffee, a meaningful conversation, a leisurely walk where you're not in a hurry to get anywhere. These moments might seem simple, but they are often the ones that bring the greatest peace. So, if you've spent most of your life measuring success by how much you can fit into your day, it might be time to rethink that. Busyness does not define your value. And once you stop overloading your schedule, you might just find that life becomes more enjoyable, more fulfilling, and more meaningful than ever before. Let's move on to number 4, holding on to toxic relationships. Number 4, holding on to toxic relationships. As the years go by, you start to realize that not every relationship is worth maintaining. When you were younger, you may have felt obligated to keep certain people in your life, whether it was out of guilt, habit, or a sense of duty. But after 60, something shifts. You become more protective of your time, your peace, and your energy. And that means thoughtfully letting go of relationships that no longer serve your well-being. Toxic relationships can manifest in various ways. It could be a so-called friend who only reaches out when they need something, a relative who constantly criticizes you, or even an old acquaintance who drains your energy with persistent negativity. At one point, you might have told yourself, "That's just how they are," and tolerated their behavior. But now, you simply don't have the patience for it anymore. And that's perfectly okay. By the time you reach 60, you understand that relationships should be a source of joy, not exhaustion. If someone consistently makes you feel guilty, anxious, or unappreciated, then keeping them in your life is a choice, not an obligation. The notion that you must endure negativity simply because of a shared history, that belief no longer holds true. You've lived long enough to know that people either contribute positively to your life or detract from it, and you deserve to be surrounded by those who uplift you, not bring you down. And here's an even more important point. Letting go of toxic relationships isn't about anger or resentment. It's about self-respect. It's about choosing peace over conflict, calm over chaos, and emotional well-being over unnecessary drama. Some people may not understand your decision. They might even try to make you feel guilty for creating some distance. But the truth is, you don't owe anyone an explanation for prioritizing your own happiness. What you do owe yourself, however, is a life filled with genuine, supportive, and loving connections. The kind of people who celebrate your successes, stand by you during challenging times, and bring joy into your everyday life. When you stop holding on to the wrong people, you create space for the right ones. And that's one of the most valuable gifts you can give yourself at this stage of life. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward to number 5. Number 5. Worrying about what others think. For much of life, many individuals carry the burden of other people's opinions. You might have spent years making decisions based on what was expected of you, choosing a career, a lifestyle, even your words and actions, with the fear of being judged. But once you turn 60, something becomes remarkably clear. Most of the things you worried about, they never really mattered in the grand scheme of things. The truth is, people have opinions about everything. No matter what you do, someone will always have something to say. If you dress a certain way, some will approve, and others won't. If you make a significant decision, some will support you, and others will criticize. Trying to please everyone is a game you can never truly win. And at this stage in life, you realize you no longer need to participate. Think about how much time is wasted over the years second-guessing yourself because of what someone else might think. How many moments of joy were diminished because you worried about appearing foolish? How many dreams were put aside because you feared what people would say? But after 60, you begin to see things from a different perspective. You realize that true freedom comes when you stop living for the approval of others and start living authentically for yourself. This doesn't mean you stop caring about people. It simply means you stop allowing their opinions to hold power over your happiness. The people who genuinely care about you will accept you for who you are, not for who they want you to be. And those who constantly judge or criticize, their opinions were never really about you. They were often a reflection of their own insecurities. Letting go of this worry is one of the most liberating things you can do. You no longer waste time trying to fit into a mold that was never intended for you. You start embracing your choices fully, speaking your mind with confidence, and enjoying life without the unnecessary weight of judgment. And in doing so, you discover a new level of self-assurance and peace. So, if you've spent too many years worrying about what others think, now is the perfect time to release that burden. Their thoughts don't define your life, you do. And the sooner you recognize that, the sooner you'll experience the kind of freedom that makes every day more enjoyable, more fulfilling, and truly your own. Let's move on to number 6, buying and accumulating more stuff. Number 6, buying and accumulating more stuff. For decades, life may have revolved around acquiring possessions. A larger house, a fancier car, more clothes, better furniture. There was always something new to purchase, something else to add to your collection. But after 60, your perspective on material possessions often shifts. You begin to realize that having more doesn't always translate to having a better life. In fact, the things you own can sometimes end up owning you. Take a look around your home. How many of those items do you truly use on a regular basis? And how many simply sit there, taking up valuable space? Over the years, it's easy to accumulate belongings, often with the thought that they will bring happiness, security, or a sense of accomplishment. But as you get older, you realize that it's not the possessions that bring lasting joy. It's the experiences you have, the relationships you nurture, and the precious moments you cherish that truly matter. There's a reason why so many people feel a sense of relief after decluttering. Letting go of unnecessary items isn't just about creating more physical space in your home. It's also about creating more mental space in your life. A house filled with unused things can feel overwhelming, while a home that contains only what is useful or meaningful promotes a sense of peace and tranquility. And at this stage of life, inner peace is far more valuable than any material possession. Another significant shift occurs when you stop feeling the need to impress others with your belongings. When you were younger, there might have been societal pressure to have the right car, the right clothes, the right furniture to signify success. But now, you likely no longer feel that urge to prove anything to anyone. You buy what you genuinely need and what brings you personal satisfaction, and you stop worrying about what others might think of your choices. That kind of freedom is truly priceless. And perhaps most importantly, you start to contemplate what truly has lasting value. At the end of life, it's rare for someone to wish they had acquired more material possessions. Instead, the common regrets often revolve around wishing for more time, more love, and more meaningful experiences. The joy of a shared meal with loved ones, the warmth of laughter with friends, the serenity of a simple life. These are the things that genuinely enrich a person's later years, not another new gadget, another piece of furniture, or another unnecessary possession. If you've spent years accumulating, now is an opportune time to simplify your life. Focus on what truly adds value and brings you joy, and thoughtfully let go of what no longer serves that purpose. Because when you stop striving to collect more, you begin to truly appreciate the abundance you already have. And that is one of the most profound and rewarding lessons of all. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 6 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward to our final thoughts. Final thoughts. As we bring this video to a close, let's take a moment to reflect on these 6 things that often become unnecessary after the age of 60. Keeping up with fleeting trends, seeking validation from everyone, overloading your daily schedule, holding on to relationships that drain you, worrying excessively about others' opinions, and the relentless pursuit of more material possessions. Each of these can occupy valuable space in your life, both physically and emotionally. But when you consciously decide to release them, you create more room for what truly brings you contentment and fulfillment. This stage of life isn't about chasing after the things that once seemed so important. It's about embracing what brings you a sense of inner peace. It's about savoring the freedom that comes with years of experience, the confidence that blossoms from wisdom gained, and the simple joy of living life authentically on your own terms. And when you stop clinging to what no longer serves your well-being, you'll discover that life becomes richer, simpler, and far more meaningful. So I encourage you to take some time for introspection. Which of these 6 areas resonates most with you? Which are you ready to let go of? Which have you perhaps already started to leave behind? And which might still be lingering, taking up unnecessary space? Taking that initial step, whether it's decluttering a drawer, setting a healthy boundary in a relationship, or simply making a conscious effort to care less about what others think, can make a significant positive difference in your overall well-being. Because the truth is, the best years of your life aren't behind you. They are still unfolding, waiting for you to embrace them fully with a lighter heart and a clearer mind. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I'd really like to hear from you. Think about number 3, overloading your schedule. In our fast-paced world, it's so easy to feel pressured to be constantly busy. What's one small, actionable step you can commit to taking this week to intentionally slow down and cultivate more peace and calm in your daily schedule? Please leave a comment below and share your thoughts and experiences. Many of you may be facing similar challenges, and your insights could be incredibly helpful to others in our community. If you're struggling with any of these areas and would appreciate some guidance, please feel free to share your concerns in the comments section as well. While I can't provide personalized medical advice in this format, I do read your comments and will do my best to offer general encouragement and point you in the right direction for support. Remember, you're not alone in this journey, and it's okay to seek guidance as you navigate these transitions. Peace of mind is truly invaluable. Protect your time and energy by thoughtfully saying no to obligations that drain you and wholeheartedly saying yes to activities and people that genuinely nourish your soul. If you found this video helpful and insightful, please give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to our channel for more content focused on healthy aging, and share it with your friends and family who might also benefit from these discussions. Your support enables us to continue creating valuable content to inform and inspire you on your journey. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to connecting with you in the next video.